welcome to CUTV's fashion show Dressing the Diff Autumn Winter. Coming up, we have our annual beauty section, which is where we show you the best beauty products for students. Also, we have an interview with Vicky Chandler, who is a student and a fashion blogger. But first, we have the Cardiff Fashion Quarter, which is where we found the best vintage fashion and accessories here in Cardiff. Check it out.
This is CUTV with Dressing the Diff down at Cardiff Fashion Quarter, Cardiff's best kept secret in vintage fashion. Let's have a look around. So perhaps one item that every girl should have in her wardrobe is a classic MAC. Very versatile and can be worn with all the way throughout the year, from winter, autumn, spring, summer. Dress it up and dress it down. So we found quite a big selection of tartan shirts for men. They're only £15 and quite a fashionable statement to make this winter. We're here with James, who's the manager of Cardiff Fashion Quarter, down with them, and he's joined us for Dressing with the Diff. So what is Cardiff Fashion Quarter all about?
Well, it's all about bringing independent, unique stalls of all kinds to Cardiff's retail and fashion.
Okay, cool. So what kind of things do you like to bring out on the floor? What kind of clothes and items?
Just anything we think is really unique and interesting, and anything we think people will buy.
So what are some key items that you think in the vintage scene are vital for a vintage wardrobe?
I think it's all about key pieces really. It's nice to buy one thing that's really special and then you can just accessorise it and create those.
Brilliant. So why do you think students should shop here for those kind of items?
Well, you usually get something unique, something that's very well made, and obviously it's a lot cheaper than the high street a lot of the time, and it's just a nice environment to shop in.
Yeah. So why you established it? Because it was a new thing, something Cardiff doesn't have.
Yeah. Before we opened, there wasn't really much like this in Cardiff. There was a few like more antique sort of side of things, but nothing really for younger, more fashionable people.
Suitable place for cool, trendy students to shop.
Yeah, any students.
What do you think alternative fashion is happening at the moment? Like, what is it? Is it a bigger thing? I thought it seems to be getting bigger, or more alternative clothes and things.
Yeah, I think fashions tend to look back to the past a lot more, and vintage fashion is just so accessible now, and it's so easy to get hold of and create your own style.
Brilliant. So, what would make a perfect vintage outfit? What items would you put together?
Oh, I'm a fan of like a lovely big jacket or coat. I collect jackets and coats, so any nice, unique, well built jacket is good for me. And you can dress any outfit up or down with one unique piece really.
Joining us with James and myself with Dressing the Diff at Cardiff Fashion Quarter. You should all be popping along soon and finding great great vintage bargains.
And now we have an interview with Vicky Chandler, who is a journalism and media student and blogger who gives us some advice at beauty, fashion and blogging. Hello, welcome to CUTV's fashion show. Today I'm here with Vicky Chandler, student and fashion blogger. Vicky, thank you for being at Dressing the Diff today with us.
Thank you for having me.
And what did you make decide to start a fashion blog?
Well, I'd always been interested in writing, and I started my blog about a year ago, and it was all to do with beauty products. After I worked at a magazine, I got like a big goodie bag of like skincare and makeup, so I just started blogging about that. But then I think the biggest turning point was I did a big collaboration with ASOS, and they started a big campaign called As Seen on Me, where they got bloggers to take pictures of themselves in outfits. And they sent me this prom dress, which I actually wore to the Jomek ball. And yes, I took loads of photos of myself in it, which was really embarrassing, but it got a great response on my blog. So I just started carrying on doing it like that, and before I knew it, I was doing a lot more fashion than I ever thought I would be.
So do you prefer more fashion now than beauty?
It's really hard because I love fashion, but I'm quite nervous in front of the camera. Like, I'm more someone that comments on fashion rather than will take pictures of myself and be like, this is what I wear. But yes, I do want to get more into fashion. Obviously, that's the career I want to go into as well. But I still love beauty. It's a big part of my heart.
And you recently attended the fashion show, the London Fashion Week as well. How was it?
Yeah, it was really good. It was a crazy week. Like a lot of running about and trying to decide what to wear. But it was crazy. It was nothing like I ever imagined it would be. So there was just photographers and celebrities and models everywhere. And then I went in, and I was in like the cheap seats. So at the back, you'd have all the bloggers, and they'd go down in like a hierarchy with all the celebs and the major fashion editors and like influencers on the front row, I was just happy to be there, so I didn't care where I was standing. But yeah, it was a fun experience. It was scary because I don't own any designer clothes, so I was really worried that going there, people would be like, oh, what are you wearing? So like street style photographers would come up to me. They'd be like, oh, so take a picture. Oh, so what are you wearing? And I'd be like, Primark, sort of thing. Like, but you just have to be honest. Like, that's the sort of fashion that I enjoy wearing.
And did they judge you?
No, they didn't. Well, maybe they did, but they didn't say it out loud to me. But it's definitely, London Fashion Week especially is known to have the craziest fashion on people attending. So it's almost like a competition of who can wear the most out there fashion. Like, if you look at all the street style photographers, London Fashion Week is like the major one for them to see the members of the public wearing fashion.
So did you feel a little underdressed there or something?
Yeah, the first day I felt so underdressed. I was in like leggings and a big coat, and it was because I had quite a few that day, so I wanted to wear comfy shoes. So I was wearing trainers so I could run about to all the different venues. But it's just great seeing such a mix of fashion. Like I said, there was so many people that were so crazy out there, but then there were like really subtle and casual clothes. It was just a great mix.
And how can you advise other bloggers to get in the London Fashion Week?
Well, email. So if you go onto the British Fashion Council website, you'll see a list of all of the press contacts for London Fashion Week. And then just email them, say, oh, this is my blog, I'd love to attend. But it is hard. Like, I think I applied last year and I got rejected from everything. So my blog was just not big enough. They expect you to have, I think it's like, it was something ridiculous, like 50,000 unique views a month to even be like accredited as a blogger there. And like, bloggers are so influential now, and there are more and more at Fashion Week. But you know, it's worth a try. Just email all the press. Just make sure that you get yourself known to them, and then one day, as you grow your blog, you can go. But London Fashion Week is not like the be-all and end-all of fashion blogging. It's just a bonus, but it's not what you should do. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you shouldn't be a blogger just to attend Fashion Week.
And which show did you like the most?
Probably, I love Paul Costello, because he hadn't been in Fashion Week for a couple of seasons, so it was really cool to see what he was going to do, and there was a lot of 60s vibe. Like, I'm really into sort of 60s dresses. And also Christopher Kane, he's like one of my favourite designers of all time, and I loved it. It was like a lot of leather and dark purples, and also Marchesa, Temple, Matthew Williamson, because they're all very like floral and feminine, and I love those sort of designs.
And what was it like to work with the fashion magazine company?
Yeah, it was so much fun. Like, I cried when I left because I just wanted to stay there forever. And they folded now, did you? They're not a magazine anymore. They've now gone online. But yeah, it was great. It was really interesting to see because their target market are younger girls, so it's a lot of high street clothes, whereas in the past I'd worked for people like Grazia, who were very high end, like Marc Jacobs and things like that, and so it was nice to see sort of high street clothes and things that I could afford myself.
And what stands out for this season?
Surprisingly, pastels. I've seen a lot from a lot of press days I've been to, a lot of pastel and glitters and sequins, which is really good, and also layers. So like leather skirts with like big knit jumpers, which I love. And my favourite's probably normcore, it's like a mixed gender fashion style. So, and it's really casual, like casual jeans, trainers, and like really basic clothing, but it's very effective.
And do you think there's a piece of beauty advice you always follow?
Gosh, there's so many.
Your favorite, maybe?
You pick up so many tips on the way. Probably the best one I've always had is to have a good skincare routine. Like, it doesn't matter whether you like makeup or not. It's always keep your skin clean and healthy, drink lots of water, sleep, always wear moisturizer with an SPF in it, and like always cleanse your face and like look after just little things. Like, if you're going to put foundation on under your eyes, use your ring fingers, because they're like the softest to touch, and then you're not pulling your skin. That's probably the best advice I've been given.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. And what advice would you give to aspiring fashion bloggers?
Probably just to do it for the right reasons. You know, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, you're so lucky because you get so many like free gifts and you get to go to parties and things," which is amazing and I love it. But at the same time, they don't realise I pretty much am blogging all the time, and it takes up so much of my time. So do it for the right reasons. Go into it because you love it, and like find a unique thing that you like to do. So if you love street style, like get your camera and go out into the street and take pictures of people, and you know, don't just do it because you think it's free gifts and free parties all the time.
And how did your blog grow this much?
So obviously I just started it just to write, and then I did my internships at Grazia, a company stylist, the debrief, and then over time I just write for people, and you get your name out there, and then press and PR start contacting me, and then you just kind of grow a relationship with them, and that's how my blog evolved.
So they noticed you from, hey, that girl's so special, she's doing it so good?
Well, it's just making sure you keep your name out there. You've got to be really active on social media. If you've featured a product or a dress, say if you featured a dress from ASOS, just tweet ASOS and be like, hey, you know, I'm wearing your dress in this post, link it to them, and then they'll remember you, and then they'll remember your name, and you might be invited to their press days, and then you start building a relationship with each other.
And do you already have a name in the fashion scene? And people really recognize you for a particular style or something?
I wouldn't say I have a name in the fashion industry. I mean, I recently wrote an article for The Independent on this blogger called Zoella, who is huge. She has millions and millions of followers. And I wrote a big article defending her. And I think that's when I saw people commenting about me more. And I got it was something ridiculous, like 150 new followers, on Twitter just like in the first few hours of me putting that article up. So, but I wouldn't say I have a big name yet. I'd like to be well known one day. Yeah.
I think you will.
Hopefully.
And my last question, really important one, how can we find your blog online?
So I'm over at www.lotsofloveme.com, or you can follow me on my Twitter, which is @VickyChandler.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us at Dressing the Diff today. And now it's time for our beauty section. This show we're focusing on blushes, bronzers, foundations and concealers, and tips and tricks how to use them.
Hi and welcome to CUTV's Dressing the Diff. This episode is all about beauty products, the best ones from the season, and today we're concentrating on the face. So, should we start with foundation?
Yeah, so this foundation is definitely my go-to for nights out. It's Max Factor. It's lasting performance, it lasts a really long time and it doesn't move off the face, which is good. And all the colours are really nice and warm, so they look great on nights out. The next one we've got is this one, which is Collection 2000. It's a bit cheaper than the Max Factor, but it matches with your natural skin tone, so it's really good and adapts to give you like a really natural finish, which is probably better for a daytime look.
What would you say is that price difference between the two?
This Max Factor is about £9 and this collection is more in the £5 range. So there's not a huge difference, but it can be quite nice to have different foundations for day and night, depending on the look you want to go for.
Cool. My go-to, so for mine, you to start off with an Insta Blur, and this is basically like a mattifying white substance that goes on your face and it hides any blemishes or redness. So it's really good if you have oily skin and you want to mattify the whole look. And then you follow on with the BB cream, and BB creams have sort of been scientifically tested to be quite healthy for your skin. It goes onto your skin white and it actually adapts to your skin colour, which is quite impressive. I don't know how it does it. And also it's great if you're quite like fashion and makeup conscious and you want to buy sort of from vegan companies, so Body Shop's great for that sort of look.
So what sort of price would that one be?
Well, they both come together 2 for £20, so they're slightly higher range, but I mean, I've had them for ages and they've lasted like a really long time, and I think they're great.
Yeah. So once you've done your foundation, you probably want to do your concealer. So we have this one here, which is Rimmel Wake Me Up, which you can get from Boots or Superdrug, and that's about £5. It's really good at covering dark circles, so if you're feeling a bit fatigued, that would definitely be one to go
Students.
for. Yeah. This one is a wand application, so it's quite thin, so you can get a bit more precision with it. And then the next one that we would recommend is a Maybelline one, and it actually says anti-age, but really it's just great for brightening the face and waking you up a little bit. And this one's a bigger sponge, so it's better for all around the eye.
And sometimes better to like get in the darker circles easier with a bigger sponge.
So,
and then next we go on to bronzers. Julie, you've got your first bronzer, don't you?
Yeah. So this is a Bourjois bronzer. So it's a really nice one. It's a really great colour. It's quite dark, so you only need to use a little bit, so it lasts a really long time. This is about £7, and you can get it from Boots and Superdrug, but it's a bit harder to find. So I actually got this from an online website called Look Fantastic, which offers great deals on makeup. So that's definitely one.
And there are lots of like different shades, like different skin tones.
Yeah, loads of different shades, and also because obviously I did buy it online, you can send it back free of charge, even if it just doesn't suit your skin colour, which is really good.
That's good. I don't have a bronzer, but I have a blusher, which is probably the next one to go on to. This is by Bobbi Brown, and it's really great because it's 5 different shades of blusher to go on your face, and also has a really nice shimmer to it. It's really good because it gives that natural look. It's not too like pink straight on your face, which can be such a problem. So I think it's really lovely and natural. But if you don't want to go up, it's about £32. If you don't want to go up to, unless you want to go all out for Christmas coming up. But if you don't want to go that high range, obviously you can get some really good like lower end ones such as Natural Collection, and because these are 5 in 1, you can buy 2 that make up a similar colour. And you have the same blush effect, and they're really good, they last long.
Where would you get the Natural Collection from?
I think they come all from Boots, so any big Boots stores, big or small, should sell them. But equally, Natural Collection powder is great. It's lasts as long, and it's a really lovely colour, and just like mattifies your skin and holds your makeup. So it's great for when it's getting cold in winter and your skin starts to crack and your makeup can show through, which can always be a big problem.
And then the final product that we will recommend, and this is again ready for nights out, is a chunky bronzer from Boots. and it's really good for contouring. So if you're looking to get that cheekbone sort of looks, this one's really good. It lasts a really long time. As you can see, you can screw it up and back down. So there's loads in there. And it's really good for just defining some of your features that you want to bring out.
Is it Kim Kardashian uses it loads?
Yeah, it's definitely a Kim Kardashian look.
So if you're looking to be a Kardashian, that's the one. Thanks very much for listening and joining us, and then next time I'll be doing a Christmas episode, so see you then.
That's all we have for today at our Autumn Winter show. Hope to see you next time at Dressing the Diff's Christmas special. Goodbye and thank you for watching.